Peace. There we go. Peace, world. What is going on? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. Of course, my name is Substantial. Welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody already tuning in, man. Shout out to, we got the homegirl. It's Steph, y'all. Shout out to Steph up in here. Shout out to Chiller Arts. Chi-Town Warrior. And Blazing Black already in here. And those of you watching who have not commented yet, feel free to say peace. Let us know where you tuning in from. Happy holidays, most importantly, for those who celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa. Shout out to everyone tuning in, no matter where you are in the world and no matter what you celebrate. I appreciate you coming through and spending time with me and mine, and all that good stuff, man. I hope everyone who celebrates Christmas had a wonderful Christmas. I myself spent some time with the family yesterday. My mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. Shout out to Marcus, DJ ETN, and Mimi. You know what I mean? So I had some good time chopping it up with them and dropping off gifts and all of that. And Kwanzaa should be cool this year. Nothing crazy lined up, but tomorrow. Well, first let's start with today. So for those who celebrate, I say to you, Habari Gani. If you know what to say, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. If in a minute or so folks don't know what to say, don't worry, I'm gonna teach you. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn. And this is the Kwanzaa card that my family sent out this year and stuff to the family. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into things. Let's fix it. Hold up 1 second. Drop this here. Boom. And yeah, man. So couple quick things. First and foremost, if it's your first time to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button. You know all the stuff that we say here in the good old YouTube space. But go ahead and hit that like button. It helps feed the algorithm. And feel free to join the conversation, man. If it's your first time here, you'll notice that this community is definitely a little bit different than some of the spaces online and stuff. It's not a toxic place to be, man. It's nothing but good vibes over here more times than not. So, yeah, man. And shout out to those of y'all who know what's up. You know what I mean? Yes, Umoja. So today is the first day of Kwanzaa. You see, I got the Kanara in the back. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and we say Umoja. So if someone says Habari Gani to you on day one, the first principle is Umoja. Umoja means unity. For those of you who have been listening to my music for a while, you know that I have a song called Umoja on my third album. And it's a song where I talk about like the unity between like my wife and I. And then I talk about, my family and stuff like that. And then from there, I go into the community and stuff. So when we talk about building unity and building community in general, what that looks like, it starts in your home. You know what I mean? Like you want to build a unified front in your home, right? With your family, build unity there. And then from that, it goes out to your extended family, and from there, it goes out into the community. So you want to build these strong bonds throughout, but make sure you start with those closest to you before you go out to the world trying to preach the same message. It's important to be able to successfully do that in your house in order to mirror it, or I would say scale it, you know what I mean, to the community and the world. So yeah, man, shout out to those of you who know what's up. And for those who don't, man, I appreciate you for being here anyway, just to learn and have community, be a part of this community, I should say, with us is greatly appreciated. Go back to the chat real quick. Yeah. Oh, man. Big 3-0 tomorrow. That's what's up. Clap it up for Chi-Town Warrior. That's dope, Eric, man. Early happy born day to you. Happy born day to my cousin Anwar. I should say happy belated. His birthday passed a couple days ago. What was it? Today is the 26th. So that means in 2 days, early happy born day to Shamar. For those who don't know, Namu Wonderling, who comes through here, that is my homegirl Shu's son. He's my godson. And Shamar used to be, when we were all part of a rap group called UV together. Y'all have heard me say UV on different tracks over the years. And yeah, man, so her birthday is coming up. My former manager, my good friend, Sean Williams, early happy birthday to you if you ever tune in. And who else am I missing, man? I know we got a ton of Capricorns and stuff. I feel like Asheru birthday is coming up too. His born day is coming up as well, man. So happy born day to him. And happy belated. Well, hold on. I just realized something, man. It's Capricorn season. Okay. Had to stop for that. Just, it was clicking. I was like, wait a minute. All these birthdays, all these people I know, their birthdays coming up. Could only mean one thing. It's Capricorn season. Got a lot of Capricorns in the mix, man. Shout out to my wife. Her birthday is 2 days after mine. So January 7th is me, and then hers is January 9th, man. So it's going to be a whole lot of celebrating over the next few weeks. We got to go through Kwanzaa and then birthdays after that. It's crazy. And then, of course, we got New Year's Day. It's going to be dope. Man. Congrats, man. Happy early birthday to Chi-Town Warrior, man. 30 is crazy. That's a big one right there, bro. Peace, Canada in the building. That's what's up. Happy Mochi. What up, sis? All right. Good morning. Happy holidays. Peace to you. Peace to Joshua. All right. That's what's up. We got MD in the building. Peace. Welcome, family. All right. The babies are growing up so quickly. Love the photo. Thank you. Yeah, man. It's crazy. I don't know if we're going to get a cameo from the family today in the spirit of Kwanzaa, but it is all love. We are here together regardless. Let's see. Yes. And shout out to Steph as well for knowing today is Umoja. Happy Kwanzaa to y'all. Just stopping by to say what's up from ATL. Yeah, man. Dope. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. Safe travels down there. Let's see. Hey, what's good, brother? Good to see you up in here, man. It's been a while, man. Happy holidays to you and your family, bro. All right. Let's see. Who else I missed down here? Soul Tiger, what up, man? Peace, family. Welcome. Yeah, dude. Happy holidays to everybody, man. I appreciate everyone for coming through today. We got a few things to cover, man. We're going to reflect on this new year and, reflect on this past year and talk about what's coming up in the new year. And, yeah, man. And, of course, per usual, if y'all got questions, I'm here to answer them, Tommy Hackett, peace. What's going on? Happy holidays to you. Seattle in the building. Stan, are we doing the birthday giveaway thing? Yeah, man, I got you, bro. I got you. So do me a favor. Since it's your born day tomorrow, go to the store. Tell me, shoot me a message. Let me know what it is you want from the store, and I will make sure it is sent to you. Yeah. Hey, bro, we definitely need to link up, man. It's been too long. My number's still the same. I think I still have yours locked in as well. If you shoot me a text, I'll be sure to follow up. Just text me and let me know what's a good time to give you a buzz, man, and we'll get up. But yeah, man, let's see. I'll most likely be in and out of the chat, y'all, but I'll be trying to listen in as much as possible. All love, man. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. So we're going to do a couple quick things. One, let me make sure the slides are up. Yes, they are. So let's start by thanking all of our supporters. Let's add this in the mix real quick. So thank you, man. Thank you to everybody on Patreon. Thank you to everybody on YouTube who are now members. Shout out to YouTube for finally making it so that those of us who decided to upgrade to official artist channels can also have membership. So I am really grateful for that. It's funny, man. The homie that's in here now, my man Blaze Davis, this is something that when he was helping me build the YouTube channel up, and teaching me how to navigate YouTube Live in a more efficient manner. This is something that I brought up was just like, yo, it was crazy to me that like there was this push for artists to make official artist pages. But once I did that, I couldn't do memberships, right? Which was like, oh man, this is killing me, right? And so that forced me to kind of put most of my energy into doing that on Bandcamp and really Patreon, then Bandcamp. But it's dope that we have that feature available here. And so going into the new year, we're going to be doing a lot of different things, to add additional content over here at the YouTube channel. So thank you, man. Thank you to everybody. Clap it up to everyone for being a member. Shout out to those of you who've been overlapping on some of the platforms and stuff. But I know a lot of y'all are transitioning over to YouTube, and some of y'all are sticking with Patreon and stuff like that. But thank all of y'all. I appreciate it. Habari Ghani, what's going on? Umoja, brother, good to see you up in here. Chris, man, shout out to Chris, man. It's good seeing the fam up in here. Let's see. Seeing you got a commission done by the homie Nick. That was so dope to see. Yeah, man. Yeah, he did the cover art for Javier Stark's upcoming project. Yeah, man. Shout out to Nick, man. He is an amazing artist. Those of you who watched that episode, y'all know what I'm referring to. Speaking of episodes, let me ask this while we are here, and let me open up my notes so I can jot stuff down. Hold on. We got the feds in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear the sirens. Probably not. But yeah, let's fix this real quick. Making sure I get my notes for today. YouTube, remember ideas, and then let's add this. Okay, so 2026. So what I wanted to ask y'all, right? Because I know some of y'all are able to watch live, and then some of y'all just listen in. And so something I've been thinking about. This is something that I did with, what's it called? Something that me and the missus actually did with our podcast called Artistry. And that's we had the live version and stuff where people watch the video, but we also had the audio version as well. So I wanted to know from y'all, if I turned Substantial Weekly into not just a live video podcast, but also or broadcast, but also audio podcast, how many of y'all would actually tune in? And those of you who watch the playback of this later, let me know if that's something you're interested in. Anybody who watches this, please come in. Let me know in the comments if that's something y'all would be interested in. I know that it could be potentially beneficial to some of the guests that we have on here, not just to the overall YouTube channel, because when people search for podcasts to listen to them on other platforms like Spotify and all of those different things, when you search the artist name, not only does their music come up, but any podcast that they've been featured on also come up. And so that's additional content that could potentially help promote what they're doing, as well as promoting what we're doing over here on the channel. So let me know if that's something that you all think would be kind of cool. It's a little bit of extra work for me, not too much, because I'm able to download the audio of these episodes fairly easy. I just would have to do 2 versions of the thumbnail and stuff, and that's no problem because, like I said, we did that on Artistry already. I think I'd also, this is something we already talked about too, balancing out or making more of an effort to have at least 1 to 2 guests on the show going into the new year as well, because, man, I got a lot of great homies and stuff that I know some of y'all are familiar with, but maybe a lot of you don't know. And those of you who are familiar with them maybe don't get to hear like kind of the intimate details of their working process, their upcoming projects and stuff like that, because we're all fighting the different algorithms that exist online. So yeah, man, let me know how y'all feel about that. We got a couple comments real quick. Let's see. Hold on, my youth. Hold on. Okay, I love podcasts when I'm working on commuting, so I definitely check in. Dope. Thank you, sis. With YouTube Premium, you can pretty much listen to the playback in audio form. That's dope. Yeah. Hey, man, one of the things I did was I canceled my Spotify account and stuff, and so now I just upgraded to YouTube Premium. For those of you in a similar boat, part of the reason why I canceled Spotify is because of some of the different practices that they've been adopting over the years. They've also been making it, oh man, listen, while we here, let's do it. So let me give you, and I'm sorry to those of you who've already heard this from me, but man, I'm an educator. So, I'm never gonna pass up on the opportunity to teach somebody something. So a couple of suspect things that that Spotify in particular does, which I ultimately moved away from them, and why I'm now with YouTube Premium. One, I've said this before. Number one, Spotify, not only Spotify, but Deezer as well, which is based in France. If an artist does not hit 1,000 plays within a year, then they do not pay out, right? And now it's important to also understand that Spotify as a company did not become profitable until they did that. Now, it might not seem like a big deal because roughly that's about $3 to $4, right? Like if you hit 1,000 plays. But over 85% of the artists on Spotify do not hit 1,000 plays, sometimes ever, and sometimes, and definitely not in a year. Therefore, that means 85+% of those artists who are in that situation, all of their money gets kicked back to Spotify and they can spend it however they want. Keep in mind, all of those artists paid money to get their music not only on Spotify but on all platforms. But but only a small amount of those platforms are not paying them anything. Because regardless, man, like if it's only $3 and some change, or if it's only a few pennies, it's still your money. It's still your money. So they were able to legally do that, and artists do not get money. And then we also know that, some of the other things that Daniel Ek has been doing or whatever, like in terms of AI, like around, I think it was like drones and like military AI or something along those lines. I may not be giving you the exact information, but this is all Googleable. You can look it up and see for yourself. But some of the investments that he's been making and those type of things people already have concerns about AI, but that particular type of AI is super problematic, right? And why would he be investing in that? Then the other issue is on the ads for ICE that have been popping up on the free version of Spotify for those of you who have ads and stuff. So I can keep going. I could keep going. Like I could be here all day. Never mind the fact that they pay a fraction of a penny per play. Like roughly it's around like 0.003 cents, right? Or like, so it's less than a penny, about a third of a penny per play on average is what Spotify pays out. So it's between a quarter of a penny and a third of a penny is what the payout is. Now on YouTube also does not pay a penny per play. However, they pay closer to a penny per play. More importantly, YouTube allows us to monetize various different ways. Now, YouTube has allowed artists who have artist accounts, official artist channels. Now we can do memberships, right? That's not something we were able to do the whole time, but they fixed that so that we can do it. So that's an added benefit. On top of the fact that we can get ad revenue from our plays, on top of the fact that when people stream our music, we get close to a penny per play for that. There are other platforms that pay better, but if you're a person like me who makes money through YouTube, and never mind the super chats, right? There's also the super chats and stuff like that. There are some downsides to the fact that like we only get paid once a month, which is usually the situation for most of these platforms. And also the paywall is $100, right? And they take 25% of that. So reason why I'm giving you all this information is so that we all can be educated consumers. It's important to know this. However, because I make money from YouTube, right? Me investing in paying for YouTube Premium allows, like, for those of you who are thinking about leaving Spotify, number one, it not only affects your listening experience in terms of the different music that is on YouTube or whatever, it also allows you to watch ad free. You know what I mean? When you're watching videos and stuff. And if you're a person like me who watches YouTube on TV, that's an added benefit, right? That's definitely a major plus. And here's what's really dope. A lot of you know, like I know, there are songs that are on YouTube that people uploaded to their YouTube accounts that are not available on Spotify. So for those of you building out playlists and stuff like that, like I try to recommend this song called the Hypnotic, the remix, or no, part 2 of the Roots song, The Hypnotic. And for whatever reason, that song's no longer available on Spotify. But search YouTube, there's the song, right? So now when I'm building my playlist on YouTube, I can include those songs that aren't officially on these platforms and stuff like that. And even like, if someone does some dope live versions or some rough demos that were uploaded, et cetera, et cetera. Some of that rare stuff that oftentimes isn't available on those platforms, and some indie stuff that maybe not on those platforms oftentimes can be found here. So it allows us to build playlists that also include those things too. So that's some of the benefits. This is not an ad for YouTube Premium. I do not work for YouTube. All right. I'm just letting you know what I've done and my reason for it and stuff like that. So I'll be building up my playlist. Like in the description of this video, you'll see my Kwanzaa playlist. But that's currently for Spotify. But I'm rebuilding that playlist, transferring that playlist over here to YouTube. So that'll be done hopefully before the day is out. But yeah, man. All right, let's see. Let's go into these comments. I know I'm playing catch up. I think it's a great idea. Thank you for the podcast support, y'all. Not a big podcast guy. The live check-in is what brings me here, but whatever brings more audience is great. Yeah, and I think what could happen with the audio version is for those people who listen to that, who maybe don't have time to tune into the live video. When they do have time to tune in live, they'll be more excited to do it because of the different things that they hear happening in real time on the show. So it's basically a way to expand the audience and potentially bring more people here too. By the way, if you're watching this later, just a reminder, I go live every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time. So yeah, man, definitely tune in. We can talk about the podcast feature on YouTube. Yes. Yeah, and part of the reason why I'm thinking about this is because YouTube actually turned, they built the playlist. They took the Substantial Weekly playlist and labeled it as a podcast, right? And so that's what got the wheels turning initially. I also did the jump from Spotify to YouTube for them reasons. Yeah, man, it's real. Hold on, man. Hold on, you killing me with the Jamaican accent. Yeah, man. all on. Unrelated. I got my brother and mother hooked on those 2 Million tracks from last Friday. Dope. Honestly, should have put them on sooner. That's on me, man. Yo, shout out to Millen. Clap it out to the brother Millen. Thank you so much for appearing last week, man. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. That's crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I've never seen ICE ad on YouTube. I'm not saying they don't. Like I'm sure they do. I'm sure a lot of these platforms do. But yeah, I'm just bringing up some of the different reasons that a lot of people have made the jump. My reasons in particular are more focused on how they treat like artists, right? In general, where I know a lot of the public that the ICE ads, as well as the military AI investments and things of that nature, was a reason for a lot of other people in the public to jump. Lesser of two evils type things. Yeah, man. Everybody got something for sure. Well, that ICE thing just might be the push I needed to leave Spotify as well. That stuff is super personal for me. Yeah, brother, I know it's crazy. You don't appreciate YouTube Premium until you actually get it. It's great. Agreed. YouTube Premium also deads the ads. Yes, indeed. We talking YouTube Premium. What up, J Soul? Clap it up for my brother J Soul. And also clap it up for Stephanie Gale too, man. I forgot to clap it up for sis earlier. Hashtag my friends are dope. Let me tell you, I got it earlier this year. I'm never going back. Yeah, fam. Yo, like one of the benefits too, man, is it saved me so much time when I'm watching videos, man. Especially I watch a lot of long form content. Some of the stuff I watch on YouTube is like, on the shorter side, like 30 minutes long, to like this stuff I've watched on YouTube that's over 3 hours before. Like if it's really well done, like I'll have it rocking. But the amount of ads when you watch those longer form videos that pop up is crazy. And it's good for the people who are getting that ad revenue, and obviously good for YouTube as a company. But yo, like when you're already watching something that's 2 hours long and then you add like maybe 10 ads to that, some of them are skippable, others aren't. So let's say you're watching on average like a minute to like 2 minutes worth of ads. And if 10 of those things pop up, you've added like 20 minutes to that watch time on something that's already really long. So yeah, man, I'm always looking at ways I can get more time back. You know what I mean? And for me, because of the fact I do make money through YouTube and my YouTube channel's monetized, it's just me reinvesting back into a platform that actually pays me in a way where it's like I still make a profit at the end of the day. But more importantly, I save my time. You know what I mean? I ain't getting younger, fam. It's great to dead the ads, 1,000%. Yeah, man. If you create a podcast playlist on your channel, it will appear in YouTube Music. That is good to know. So what's dope is we ain't gotta do no extra steps over here on YouTube. So now I'm thinking, man. So like now I feel like maybe I don't have to take the extra step. I mean, we already pay for this one service anyway. It would make it available on other platforms, but that is good to keep in mind too. Like for those who just like, yo, I'm good here on YouTube. And I think it would be easier to get those people who are listening that way over. YouTube Premium has been a game changer for me. I unfortunately have to post for peace of mind. To love listening to you, my God. Man, peace, Ken, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. I work a 9 to 5, so I can never catch the lives when they're actually live. Well, I'm glad that you were able to catch it today, though. You know what I mean? So that's good to know. Happy Kwanzaa, family. Happy Boxing Day. Hey, do me a favor. I've seen this a few times, and I haven't looked into it yet. What is Happy Boxing Day? Someone educate me. Pardon my ignorance. All right. Sorry, testing out my new iPad Pro 13, my personal Christmas gift. Hey, listen, we got to take care of ourselves. Self-love is the best love. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? That's a nice gift to gift yourself. Used to be able to hack it with having a rooted / jailbreaking Android phone back in the day, but they caught on. You can always get money back, but never time. Yo, super real, super real. Only problem is, I think at some point YouTube is going to know they have the upper hand on Spotify and other platforms, so they are going to raise the price even more. Yeah, I definitely see that. I also think that YouTube. So I will say this in terms of the value, right? Like I pay pretty much the same thing for YouTube Premium Family joint, right? For 6 people. I pay the same thing, roughly about the same thing that I was paying for Spotify, right? And I think the reason why for Spotify's premium service for family, so it's about the same price. The difference is the ad-free video content, right? And I think this is part of the reason why Spotify is making this video push, right? Because the moment you realize that, wait, I can get ad-free videos too, plus all of the same features, yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It just makes more sense because, again, man, I probably watch YouTube or use YouTube more than I use Spotify. Mostly these days, man, I've used Spotify mostly for road trips and audiobooks. That's the main thing I use it for. I'm listening to less and less music on it. So making this transition was fairly easy for me. Okay, thank you, Steph. It's a Canadian holiday. Shout out to all my Canadian folks, man. It's a Canadian holiday, but that's all I know. Word. Happy Boxing Day to all the Canadian folk up in here. It's basically the cleanup day after Christmas. Okay. What? I thought that was January 2nd or 3rd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anybody that puts everything away after Christmas. You know? Boxing Day is always day after Christmas, bank holiday in UK, British Commonwealth, including Canada. Respect. Thank you for the information, man. The more you know. Why they would make that holiday, no clue. I don't know. You know what I mean? Hey, if it's a way for folks to get off of work, I'm sure they're appreciative. You know what I mean? Because I know plenty of companies that be like, all right, Christmas over, come back to work. You know what I mean? You know, and I'm going to tell you, as somebody who celebrates Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa is a marathon, fam. It's 7 days. So, like, if you're a person who's an active Kwanzaa celebrator, there's something to do in the community or with families, you know, every day, like every day. And when you think about it like that, that is exhausting. So I remember working in the school system and for Prince George's County public schools. And I remember getting, the holiday season off and stuff for like 2 weeks or something. And I remember coming back from break and some of the people who just celebrate Christmas looking like somewhat refreshed and stuff like oh man, I really needed that time off. And then shout out to my man Vic. We would both come back from the holiday looking beat, and they were like, damn, man, y'all good? Y'all look tired, bro. Kwanzaa, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a lot, man. And Kwanzaa is like, it's not a it's not a spectator sport, right? It's not a spectator's holiday. And what I mean is, like, shout out to those who celebrate Christmas and who are like who go hard with their Christianity, with their faith. And what I mean is, you're in church, you're really celebrating the birth of Jesus, even though he technically wasn't born on that day. But you're all in. You know what I mean? So you're doing different activities, and your celebration of Christmas is very centered around what it actually is about. And on top of that, you're doing the gift giving. And on top of that, you're seeing the family, right? And you're traveling, all the things. When you're a person who celebrates that way, and on top of that, you've decorated the home crazy, right? Like, you know what I mean? The fences, everything, right? You up here trying to win, beat the whole block. You know what I'm saying? In terms of your decoration. When you celebrate like that, it don't feel like a break. It don't feel like a vacation. It feel like work. But you enjoy it and you love the holiday. So you're all in. And I think with Kwanzaa, when you really go all in with what Kwanzaa is about, like Kwanzaa is like, there's conversations to be had around what the principles are every day. Like for every principle, there should be some type of conversation, bare minimum with your family, if not the larger community, if you're going out to these public events. And on top of that, like, it's a great time to support Black businesses. Oftentimes at these community events, shout out to the Black businesses I'm wearing right now. Bora Africa, which is a clothing line based in Uganda, and Ken Apparel, the logo's up there. Ken Apparel as well. They make these satin lined beanies and stuff like that. So, you're doing these different things, right? You're creating crafts. Technically, the gifts that you should be giving, should be a mixture of like books and things you've made and all of these other things, right? So it's a time for communion, but it's a time to really have some real conversations about how we can lift the community up and push us forward, right? So man. It's you feel it, you feel it because you've been doing real work, inventory cleanup. People go get what they really wanted for Xmas. Word. YouTube TV is also my new cable. Yeah, I thought about doing. I've done YouTube cable, YouTube TV, which should be called YouTube cable. I've done that a few times too, man. It's expensive though. Like, that price is stupid. You also get better video quality with YouTube Premium. Definitely been noticing that as well. Remember the song Good King Wenceslao? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Looked out on the feast of stuff, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about, but I will look into it after. Boxing Day is the day after Xmas. Man, thank y'all for all y'all educating me on this. Festivus for the rest of us, all right? You're describing me right now. You feel so seen, right? It's a day rooted in slavery, but still a long tradition in my Caribbean culture. Okay, got it. All right, thank you, man, for sharing that. All right. Shout out to you. Yo, Emil, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love. All right. And happy holidays to you. I should have said Republic of Ireland. It's still Boxing Day in Northern Ireland, but whatever. All good, man. I appreciate the education. All right. So, couple quick things, man. We'll keep it moving. So, just a reminder, consider becoming a channel member if you haven't already, man. Shout out to those of you who've been gifting memberships and stuff like that. We are at 35 members here on the channel. Clap it up. Man, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate the support. All right. You can also consider joining Patreon. Some of the benefits that y'all get from becoming channel members or joining Patreon is you get discounted merch. There are discount codes available. If you're a person who ever struggles to find the discount codes and you are a member, it's nothing to just shoot me a message. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Full disclosure, I do miss the messages. Sometimes that is not intentional. It's just a million things happening. And so I do my best to try to write everybody back. But yeah, you get certain discounts. You also get discounts on certain live events that I'm doing. If I'm doing a live event in your city, and there are discount codes available. You can reach out if it's a event that Substantial Art and Music is going on, is putting on, then that's easy to do. We'll make sure to send you that discount code if you need it and plan to attend, which applies to the event that I'll be promoting later in the show. But also, if you are going to meet me on tour at any of the places, bare minimum, if I am unable to get you a discount on the ticket, then you will get a discount on all merchandise at the table. You just need to let me know ahead of time. All right. And if for whatever reason, if we are not selling the merch ourselves, because that sometimes happens, that's no problem. I will guarantee at least one free merch item. I will say that one of the benefits of using Patreon over YouTube is the fact that Patreon also has the feature where they send automatic merchandise after you stay on certain levels for a certain period of time. Other than that, you'll be getting the same things across different platforms. So don't worry, I'm going to find a way to kind of, I guess, balance that out. For now, look at it like this. One of the benefits of being over here, part of this YouTube family, is that when it's your birthday, you know what I mean? If you let me know during the live, I will hook you up with a free merch item. All right, let's keep it pushing. All right, here we go. We got a question from Chi-Town Warrior. Chi-Town Warrior says, what are your favorite things about Kwanzaa? So, man, a couple things, man. So first of all, hold up. I ain't played this early on. Since in the spirit of Kwanzaa, let's go ahead and drop this video. Because in case you didn't know,
black y'all, and I'm black y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black y'all, and I'm black y'all, and I'm black y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black.
just a friendly reminder. So yeah, man, happy Kwanzaa. But some of my favorite things about Kwanzaa are, man, number one, no matter where I've gone, right? Like in terms of like a Kwanzaa event, whether it was in DC, Maryland, like Baltimore, Maryland, or if it was a Kwanzaa event in Brooklyn, New York, Kwanzaa events in like Richmond, et cetera, et cetera. No matter where I've gone, like, you know, you see people like hold on to what the principles are. There's always this overlap. It's kind of like when you go to like different Christmas celebrations and stuff like that, or different things. You see these traditions, right, that people hold dear. And it's like, yo, like one of the times when we went to the celebration that happened in Richmond, it was so dope because we didn't know anyone there. But we still felt like we were very much a part of it. And that was beautiful, man, because at the end of the day, the fact that we are African American, the fact that we're Black, you know, there are certain issues, there are certain things that are beautiful that we all share and experience, right? And like, so, and I know that people from other cultures, right, like there are certain things that that y'all all can relate to and connect with. And so when you're in these spaces and you're celebrating Kwanzaa, those things oftentimes come up. And even when you're in a room full of strangers, you feel at home. You know what I mean? You feel safe. You feel seen. And so that's one of the things I love about it, man. I love the fact that, like, you know, when we talk about the principles, like, people are very focused on it's a period of time where I feel like we're not so focused on problems or complaining. We're very much solution driven when we're speaking about these things. We're making plans to move forward. Like, how are we going to move into a new year? So like the song I made called Kwanzaa 365, same energy. Part of what I'm talking about is, yeah, man, look, it's great we celebrate these 7 days, but this energy that we experience during this time of year, yo, we got to figure out how we can maintain this throughout. You know, matter of fact, I think, yeah, what I'm gonna do right now, let me see if I can bring this up. Hola, Mayut. Yeah, but yo, like, it's just, and so I love the fact that it's about, like, we're really, some of the different things that I love about it is we tap into our creativity as a way to help with some of like to create solutions to some of these problems. I feel like it's one of these moments where we're not online talking about it, like, you know, because so much, part of the reason why you don't see me post certain things publicly is because, yo, at some point in time I realized it's like, nah, fam, you don't need to know everything I'm planning to do or everything that me and the folks in the community are doing to kind of push us as a people forward, or like lift my household up, or lift up a couple people that I'm working in this. Like, I don't need you to know you don't need to know my day-to-day, the step-by-step process of how we're looking to remedy certain issues, and the reason why that's important, right? And the reason why these private conversations are important is because there are people who are actively trying to disrupt progress, right? And it's important to also point out too that oftentimes a lot of the things that the Black community is pushed for in this country, in terms of like, different rules and different laws being changed or whatever, like, you'd be hard pressed to find any of these things that have quote unquote helped Black people that don't benefit everybody. You see what I'm saying? Like, almost any time there's been laws or whatever that have been introduced, or changes to laws, like amendments and different things that have been introduced, there's always been pushback, right? For us. Meanwhile, there are other communities where there's certain laws that have come up that have been pushed through in shorter periods in time. A quick example, and this isn't so much about policy, but like the African American Museum, right? African Americans literally helped build this country for free. So why did it take 100 years? 100 years to get the African American Museum approved, and it took having a Black president, right, in office like to get there, right? And I ain't saying Obama was like the sole person who made it happen, but the irony of the fact that it's been pushed, this thing was introduced 100 years ago and has been fought every step of the way, right? And like, but so many other examples, right? Like, whether we're talking about different voting, things around voting, and a long list of other things. These are things that everyone potentially benefits from. Let's be real, right? If you're so worried about like crime, education, all of these different things, like the things that people claim to care so much about, and if you're a person that really thought that part of the reason why Black people are a problem is because they are undereducated, or this, that, and the third, then one would argue if you cared that much, then you should be doing everything you could to make the schools a bit better. Because if it did, automatically the crime would come down, right? More opportunities, more resources, etc., etc. But the truth is, you don't really care about that. You don't really care about that. You're more interested in supporting, some people are more interested in supporting someone who's actively trying to hurt the people they don't like, you know what I mean, than supporting someone who's really going to do something for them, right? And these conversations are important, man. And a lot of the solutions that people I spend my time with are talking about and focused on, they're creating change, creating jobs, creating opportunities for our people in a real way. And so that's some of what I love about it. That ain't even everything. That's just some of what I love about it. It feels like we're actively working on solutions to the things that we're concerned about. So on that note, let's go to these comments real quick, and then I'll drop this video in here. Thank you for the question, fam. I really appreciate that. Speaking straight facts, man. I appreciate it. Facts right there. The Blacksonian. Hey, man, and listen, and if you've ever been to Washington, D.C., or you plan to come to Washington, D.C., man, go to that museum and give yourself a day. Like, I would say, if you're going to be here a week, go to two to three times, because you're never going to be able to see everything. The only complaint I've ever heard about the museum is the fact that, like, it starts so close to when slavery begins. But I always remind folks, I was like, it's because of the fact that it's the African American Museum. And so if we're talking about African Americans, there's a ton of history, like, from Africa that happens pre-slavery. But what they do is they kind of start around key moments that lead up to the slave trade, and these things that ultimately affect how we ended up here, how we ended up enslaved here. So, but yo, it's amazing. Whether you're a lover of music, film, civil rights, you name it, man, you name it. Like, it does such a great thing. One of the things I'm sad about is I'm gonna miss the Kwanzaa event that they're doing there this year. So different households do it differently. Some people just let their kids open everything they want at Kwanzaa. In our household, we try to spread it out where, like, you know, they're able to get it, open a different gift every day. We don't necessarily make the theme or the principle of every day the gift be focused. The gift isn't necessarily focused around that, which I know some people do. But yeah, we try to spread it out so that, like, through that period of time, because, you know, man, if you let these kids do what they want, they're gonna open everything day one. You know what I mean? And then midway through the break, they bored. They done already grew tired of the new thing that they've been begging you for months, and then they got it, and 2 days in, they're like, on back to this other stuff I already had. I'm like, oh, you don't like that thing I spent $400 on? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Let's go ahead. So, due to the main topic today, are you going to play Umoja for the audience? Yo, I'm gonna play Umoja for the audience. I'm about to play. We're gonna play a celebration from Winter Breaks, and we're gonna play Same Energy as well. We're gonna start with Same Energy though. Let's go here. Hell yeah, one of my favorite tracks, Soul Tiger. The African American Museum is huge. Yes, it is. I remember taking my students. I've been to that museum so many times that one of the times I was there, a woman overheard me breaking stuff down to my students, and she assumed I worked there. She was like, "Oh my God, do you work here?" No, because this is so interesting. I didn't know these things and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, ma'am, I don't work here. I do come here a lot, though. You know what I mean? Fun fact, the Salt and Pepper shirt that I'm wearing in the Salt and Pepper music video, I actually bought from the African American Museum. Can I play Grateful? Oh, man, we putting together a playlist for today. I got y'all. If we have enough time, for sure. As long as we're done by 2 today, we're good. 2 my time, 2 Eastern time. All right, because it's 12:56 right now, so we got like an hour. But I got you, fam. All right, let's see. Quick reminder before I start playing music. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Bandcamp. Oh man, big announcement. Clap it up in advance. Shout out to the homie Millen. We didn't announce it last week, but as of Monday of this week, Millen officially signed with Substantial Art and Music, so we are officially managing Millen. This is a conversation that's been happening for some time, and yeah, man, we're honored to be doing that. This brother's been making a lot of moves, and over the years since we've known each other, I've been giving him a lot of great advice, and it's a conversation that came up at a time when he was looking for management, and we were trying to help him find management outside of us, and it just so happens he circled back some years later and asked us if we'd be willing to do it. So we are now managing. Obviously, we manage my career, but also managing the careers of Javier Starks and Millen. So yeah, man. Shout out to both of those artists, and obviously we do a ton of the Bop Alloy stuff too. Although we don't represent Marcus D as a solo artist, but yeah, man. So yo, be sure to follow us on Bandcamp. You can find the link in the chat. You can also go to our website, Sub Art and Music. Sign up for the mailing list. We got a lot of things in the works this year. Some huge news that came through a couple days ago that man, I would say send a prayer up for your boy. Keep your fingers, toes, legs, everything crossed, and hope that this pans out. Because if it does, I will end up performing for like the biggest audience I've ever performed for in my career. And so I can't get into details yet, but if and when this pans out, it's going to be exciting to say the least. So yeah, man, 2026 is already looking great. And I'm excited. All right, let's get into some music. Let's get into some visuals and some music first. So what I'm gonna play for y'all right now, I'm gonna play the song "Same Energy," but this is actually a clip from the Kwanzaa event, this online Kwanzaa event that Substantial Art and Music did during the pandemic and stuff. Because we had our big Kwanzaa event a couple months before the pandemic, and then we had plans to do another Kwanzaa event the following year. And the pandemic changed those plans, obviously. So we did the event online, and this is a clip of me performing "Same Energy." And if y'all like it, man, let me know. I'll make it available on the YouTube channel. It's currently just a draft right now. I was supposed to post it last year, completely forgot about it. But yeah, man, Christmas break, holiday break, Kwanzaa break, stuff be happening, yo. this stuff becomes less of a priority and stuff because you're trying to pay attention to everything happening in front of you. But on that note, let's get into Same Energy, Kwanzaa 365. Pay attention to the lyrics. We'll talk about it after the song plays, after the video plays, and all that good stuff. All right. And this is performed live at Creative Suitland. All right. Here we go. Shout out to Creative Suitland as well. Build your own different people. Hey, yeah.
The wicked keep us divided, take the truth and they hide it. But we're stronger united, survive it. We gotta keep the same energy. 365, self-determination, help our ancestors survive so we can live on and thrive. It's a collective, all my people connected. If we can share a problem, we should be sharing a blessing. Same energy, all year long. Build your own, get the bag. It's our theme song, keep on. We gotta maintain our greatness. Our work will strengthen the prayers. Work in the purpose and stay creative. We gotta keep the same energy. Let me be clear, 365 plus one on a leap year. We wouldn't be here without the God that live beside us. Keep faith in us cause we got the power. We gotta keep the same energy. This ain't a show. Live the principles essential for continual growth. Let them know,
Every day, all day, for my people always.
365, 365.
Every day, all day, for my people always.
365. This is more than just a holiday. Action steps for my folks trying to find a way so we can move forward together in a smarter way. Time to break chains, we ain't waiting for them to ride away. Had a talk today with my man who came from the heart. He been about the business forever doing his part. I asked him how we fix all our issues and his remark, I ain't got all the answers but Kwanzaa's a good start. Heard his words and discussed it. Now that we on the subject, 7 days ain't gon' cut it. We gotta keep the same energy. 365 because we change the world but changing how we live in our lives. This for the babies, this for destiny you're reverend. Pass on what you're giving. Losing the confusion's a win when we gotta keep the same energy. From start to finish, about our business for the people, by the people. Don't let them decide our limits. Let's go.
Every day, all day, for my people always.
365, 365.
Every day, all day, for my people always.
365. Build your own, get the bag, lift the people up. Build your own, lift the bag, lift the people up. Said you damn, yeah, but you ain't gone deep enough. Build your own, get the bag, lift the people up. Build your own, get the bag, lift the people up. Build your own, lift the bag, lift the people up. Said you damn, yeah, but you ain't gone deep enough. Build your own, get the bag, lift the people up.
Every day, all day, for my people always.
Kwanzaa 365,
Do it our way.
365.
Every day, all day, for my people always.
Kwanzaa 365,
Do it our way.
365.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Marcus D for producing that joint. Yeah, man. Quick reminder: Winter Breaks 1 and 2 out right now. Be sure to stream those, cop those, all that good stuff, man. Looking for some good holiday music. If you're looking for holiday music that's not just Christmas music, if you're looking for Kwanzaa music too. And shout out to those of you, man, that already know about Winter Breaks 2. Definitely a criminally slept on follow up to the original Winter Breaks. I know everybody got their favorites, and it's always hard to compete. You know, when people are nostalgic, like for that first time they experience something. But man, that song that you just heard, which is called Same Energy, Kwanzaa 365, is from Winter Breaks 2. That song is actually featured on, I know I was talking about Spotify and calling them the devil not too long ago, but it is featured on Spotify's Kwanzaa playlist, you know what I mean? So shout out to them for that, you know? But yeah, man, definitely, you know, the different messages and stuff, like how I go through the different principles, and then even just like that. I mentioned my man Vic a few minutes. Well, I mentioned my man Vic in the second verse, and I also mentioned him prior to the me playing that video. But that line in there that I mentioned about the conversation I had with them, that's a real conversation we had. That we were just talking about some of the challenges that we face in this country and in the world, right? And how and I paraphrase him in the song, but it's ultimately like he's saying, I ain't got all the answers, but Kwanzaa is a good start. You know what I mean? And I love that so much. Like, it's really like, just this pride that we take, man, and having these conversations about like what we could be doing and using it as an opportunity, not just to talk about it, but to plan out what like the process is going to look like going forward and what we plan to do to help ourselves and each other going into the new year. And just being conscious of the different ways we can support the efforts of those around us who are doing the work. Because obviously we can't do everything ourselves. And so, yeah, man, so it's an important time of year for me and a lot of people like me who celebrate. It was introduced to me by my uncle, God bless the dead, man. Rest in peace to my uncle Azizuddin Wajid. He passed away last year during the summer. And I remember him coming to visit me when I was in elementary school. And we were talking about, it was around Christmas. Like, he spent Christmas and the first few days of Kwanzaa with us. And I remember asking him, if he was going to open his gift on Christmas Day. And he was like, nah, I actually don't celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Kwanzaa. So I'll open it tomorrow, And that was the first time I ever heard of Kwanzaa. And I was like, well, what's Kwanzaa? And that's when he started to tell me about it, how it's a Kwanzaa for African Americans, right? And to be clear too, it's not, even though he didn't celebrate Kwanzaa, he was also Muslim, right? So he didn't celebrate Kwanzaa mainly because I'm saying that wrong. He didn't celebrate Christmas mainly for his religious beliefs, right? Not because he celebrated Kwanzaa, because there are lots of people that I know who are Christian who celebrate Christmas and celebrate Kwanzaa, right? And so man, I just learned so much from building with him. I learned a lot of things from that man. Rest in peace, Uncle Azizuddin. And, so much about how I eat, working out, all of these different things, the things he introduced to me in a very consistent manner. Like, a lot of times people will say stuff in passing. People will tell you all the things you need to be doing all the time. But you never see them doing those things for themselves, right? Or not never, but like not enough that it has real impact on you. And what my fellow educators would say to me, some of the older educators that I work with, they were like, baby, more is caught than taught. So you could tell these kids all day, but they need to see you doing the thing. If you want them to do it, they need to see you doing it, right? And so more is caught than taught. And my Uncle Azizuddin, for me, and he wasn't like that for all the people in the family, like those who knew him prior to the big shifts in his life. But at the period where I really started spending time with him and spent most of a summer with him, like, I got to see what his day-to-day was, right? Like, him eating a particular way, him waking up 7 o'clock in the morning every day to go exercise, right? Him having a car, but not really driving almost anywhere. So like I don't know if he was doing that because he was conscious of what the planet was going through, but it also was another way to get more exercise. So our martial arts class was over 20 blocks away. I forget what type of kung fu we were taking at the time, but fam, we would walk 20 blocks, 20 plus blocks to this damn class. And then when it's done, after, getting whooped for like an hour plus, right? Push-ups on our knuckles on hardwood floors. This was not a carpeted dojo. It was all hardwood. So and then on top of that, if I got in trouble, he didn't whoop us. He made us do push-ups on our knuckles, no matter where we were. So if we were walking and we were walking on the sidewalk and got in trouble, he would go in the trash can, pull out a piece of cardboard, throw it on the ground, be like, 25 push-ups on your knuckles. And then after 2 weeks, when doing 25 was nothing, like just busting them joints out, no problem, then he upped it to 35. And some days I get in trouble multiple times. So like before the day was out, I done like 100 push-ups. Fam, I'm 11. Yeah, I'm 11 at the time. So like we doing this every day. We get up, run a mile, work out for like an hour in the park, every day, every day. He made me give up pork because he was Muslim. So, you know, like certain things, he was actually vegetarian. And this is 91, something like that, 91. And so, fam, it wasn't all of this process, like all of these vegetarian options that exist right now. Like, we were eating straight up veggies, right? Straight up veggies and salads, like every day, red onions as a little kid. Like, man, I'm like, oh my God, fam, how do you live like this? And then we would have like chicken and like fish every now and then, but it wasn't every day. And like, yo, you know, I also credit him for like, there's a song on the new album, the new Bop Alloy album, where I say, man, I used to hate on the diet my uncle gave me, but now now looking back, I realized he might have saved me. And so when I had my cancer scare, when they found this precancerous growth in my intestines, you know, the only reason why I found that is because of something that my uncle taught me to do right after the summer of my fifth grade, my year in fifth grade, that summer is when he taught me to do certain things. Like, you know, when you go to the bathroom, you know, number one, you know, you like, no matter how you go, like, look, because your body is telling you things through there. You can see what you've been eating, all of that stuff. And so me learning that basic thing, which seemed corny, it seemed like something like that's not important. But if I hadn't seen what I saw that day and hadn't gone to my doctor asking questions, like, fam, by the time I would have hit this age, I would have already had like full-blown cancer. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, man, like, rest in peace, man, to Uncle Aziz and you know, for everything, you know, and this isn't, I never want to pretend like I'm talking about perfect people, but sometimes people may be flawed, but they come to you like at the perfect moment, introducing the right information. And yo, just learn to, if any advice I can give you, man, like, learn to process in real time like what people are trying to give you. And we sometimes don't hear everything that people say to us because we're judging them based on mistakes they've made. But it's important to recognize that just because you don't agree with certain things they've done with their life, doesn't automatically make everything they talk about bullshit, right? Or worthless. If that's how you live in your life, you're gonna miss so much. So you gotta learn to, like, you gotta be able to learn to discern, like, you know, when, even though I don't like certain things this person does, or even though I don't like this person, it doesn't by default make everything they're saying wrong or trash, right? Or like, not everything there's still a lesson. There's a lesson. There's a lesson in everything, including the bullet, right? Like, there's always a lesson there. So, yo, you gotta learn. Like, you gotta learn. Sometimes you're learning what not to do or what not to say, but other times people are trying to give you things. And I ain't agree with everything that my uncle did with his life, but certain things that he was doing, like, literally saved mine later on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Rest in peace to Uncle Azizadin. My favorite line has to be, "Don't let them decide our limits." Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate you. Steph says, and thank you, Soul Tiger. Steph says, "Winter Breaks 2 honestly is better, is the better volume," and I love them both. Yo, hey, listen. I don't, you know, let the people decide. But of course, I'm biased, right? I never go into making like a continuation of everything, or like my next album or next project. You know, like, make it and then say like, hey, I know this isn't better than the first one, but I'm gonna put it out anyway. I've never said that ever in my life. I work on the thing, and then by the time it's done, I'm like, yo, does this hold the candle? Does this hold up to what came before? Or is it better? Because it has to do at least one of those two things. It has to either be as good or better for me to even share it with y'all. You know what I mean? And so I love the first Winter Breaks. I think that joint still holds up. But man, Winter Breaks 2, man. Simpler Times, yo. That verse, that gift wraps joint, slept on joint. And then shout out to Funky DL for his remix of gift wraps. Same energy. You know, they're just different projects, man. I think that maybe the first one is a little more palatable to everyone, right? Like, and it, like that a celebration song, which we'll play in a minute, I feel like is a quintessential like Kwanzaa song. And I literally went back, re-released, you know, Winter Breaks and stuff. Me and Marcus re-released it, and I renamed a celebration to be like, you know, a celebration, and then put Kwanzaa in the name just to make it so that more people could find the song. Because I feel like it's a quintessential like Kwanzaa song. And even how that song came to be, and I'm gonna just play that next. Even how that song came to be, it largely became what it became because of the fact, because of another conversation with my man Vic. Shout out to Victorious. And we were just talking about like things Kwanzaa needed in order to be bigger, right? And more to reach more people. And he was like, man, you know what the challenge is, man? Like, you know, because Christmas has an older history, like it has so much that is used to kind of market it to everybody. He's like, man, we need Kwanzaa music, bro. And it's not that it didn't exist before I did the song, but like certain kinds of Kwanzaa music just wasn't readily available, right? Like when I started looking, I didn't find a ton of hip hop Kwanzaa songs, right? And some of the stuff I found weren't on major platforms. And so saying to myself, like, yo, I'm gonna make the quintessential Kwanzaa song, you know? Yeah, man, like I took that very serious, and I'm super proud of how that track came out, man. But so let's play that now. Let's play A Celebration, Kwanzaa. All right. Let's make sure that you. Oh, hold up. Got stuff playing in the back. Oh, okay. My Kwanzaa playlist was playing. It was on rotation. I was like, what is happening? All right, let's see. Yeah, all right, we're good now. All right, so this song right here is from Winter Breaks 1. It is called A Celebration, Kwanzaa, by Bop Alloy, me, and Marcus D. Yeah, man, let's get into it. Bop Alloy. Substantial to Marcus D. Masters of the artistry.
Family, community, culture.
All folks value our lives. Fam and my next of kin chillin', no flexing. Counting our blessings, watching our wives do the same like family. It's all about community, it's all about culture, it's all about life. It's all about family, it's all about community, it's all about culture, it's all about life. We celebrate family, we celebrate community, we celebrate culture, we celebrate life. We celebrate family, we celebrate community, we celebrate culture, we celebrate life. Strengthening our bond as we thank the divine, moving our people forward a day at a time, speaking to our problems, making time to listen, commemorate our past, restoring our traditions while creating new ones. For instance, to my daughter, Kwanzaa's as normal as Christmas. Gotta give her more if her future's to be brighter. That's my true duty as a father and provider. See her with her friends, taking pride in their history. So overjoyed, like witnessing victory. Seeds making crafts while we chat about progress. You be hard pressed to hear us spatting out nonsense. Watching candles burn as we count down the days. Greeting you with peace, followed by the phrase Habari Ghani. Depending on the day, one of these 7 principles is what you would say. Follow me now. Umoja, Kujijakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, Imani, Umoja, Kujijakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, Imani. all about community, it's all about culture, it's all about life, it's all about family, it's all about community, it's all about culture, it's all about life. We celebrate family, we celebrate community, we celebrate culture, we celebrate life, we celebrate family, we celebrate community, we celebrate culture, we celebrate life. I know when times get hard, we put all our faith in God. You still gotta elevate with me, still gotta celebrate with me. Cause until we work as one, you know our work's far from done. You know you gotta elevate with me, you know you better celebrate with me. We see that times are bad, and it's got us fighting mad. I need you to elevate with me, really need you to celebrate with me. Stand up and let's rise, open up your mind and eyes, so you can elevate with me. I want you to celebrate with me. It's all about family, community, culture, life. Family, community, culture, life. We celebrate family, community, culture, life. Family, community, culture, life.
Yeah, man. Happy Kwanzaa, y'all. Yeah. Hey, man. Shout out to Marcus D for producing the joint. Shout out to my man, Brother Victorious, for inspiring the idea behind the joint. And yeah, man. Hold on real quick. J Soul is up in here. There we go. J Soul was saying Stan really does put his life in his real life in these in his verses. He shot a line in a song we got coming out that said, "Jay hit me on the horn for heat. I made him wait for months." Yo, man, listen. It's like, I think that we are in this weird place, man, where for the longest hip hop, like, and it has always been like, you know, not always, but like, keep it real, or you know, people say they connect with certain artists because of how real they are and stuff like that. And so at some point in my life, I would hear this so much, and this is why I kind of pivoted away from doing so much battle stuff after a while, because I wanted people to connect with who I really was. And like, you know, and kind of speak for people who sometimes, like, I oftentimes felt like I was in situations where I would talk to people and they couldn't really relate, or they weren't really interested in the same things I was interested in. And then sometimes, man, like, be in this weird place too, where, I wasn't trying to be ahead of the curve, right? Like curve or whatever. I saw something I liked and I didn't wait for other people's validation to like it. Right? Or I saw something that had value and I didn't wait for someone else to value it, to follow that path and go down that road. And then a lot of these things that I was ridiculed for, right? Sometimes by my own community, sometimes by outsiders. Sometimes like my blackness would come into question for being into the things I was into. Like just ridiculous stuff, fam. That I would experience for kind of, you know, going the path I was going, as if like somehow, like, you know, this thing that made me different, you know, like had anything to do with who I was at my core, you know what I mean? And I think that, like, you know, the I guess the strength to kind of keep down the path, you know what I mean? Keep walking that path. And then later seeing how many people would come around, like, you know, I remember, man, like, you know, I ain't even gonna do that to the homie, but yeah, man, like stuff that like people would make fun of you for, and then like years later you go out with them and you see them doing the same thing, right? And them, but more importantly, them seeing the benefits of the things that you were talking about, you know, and it was you're just, it's like, fam, you know, shout out to everybody who when you go through these different phases, or not even phases, but when you make these life-changing decisions, get ridiculed, get dragged, right? Get made fun of and shit for really just trying to make your life a little better. If we're being completely honest, right? And then walking in your truth long enough where you see other people start to follow that same thing. And I ain't saying they did it because of me. Let me be real clear. Steph probably got a good kick out of that just now. Let me be real clear. There we go. Let me be real clear about like what I'm saying. I'm not saying that people switched eventually because of me. I know some people who've given me credit because of that, but I also know that, oftentimes you tell a person something they don't hear it, right? And this goes back to what I was saying before. Sometimes it's proximity, right? Proximity breeds contempt, and then there's other reasons. But let me be real clear that sometimes people make that change not because it came. I knew that. Hey yo. Oh my God. If I get into a battle with an artist at some point, please know that clip is gonna come back to haunt me. You know what I mean? But I don't really give a shit, you know what I meant. So anyway, but yeah, man, like it's crazy that sometimes because of who you are and people's proximity to you, they can't hear it from you, right? They got to go get it from somewhere else because it's not legit until it comes from somewhere else. And that's fine, as long as they get it, I can accept that. But I think what makes it hard to accept sometimes is that the ridicule, the judgment, the the criticism, right? For you taking that step first in some instances, and not before everybody ever in the history of the planet, but just maybe just the first kind of going down that path in your circle. And you getting dragged for it. And oftentimes because it makes people uncomfortable, sometimes because, people feel like you somehow are bringing attention to their unwillingness to do the same. And the funny thing is 9 times out of 10, that shit never came to like, yo, when I made this decision for me, you were the last person I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't thinking about you. I was thinking about, hey man, I'm trying to live as long as I can. And if that means eating a little better will help that. And let me be clear, like, yo, my diet ain't the best ever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. But I do know, growing up where I grew up, it's better than a lot of folks. And it's because of what we got access to. And so yeah, man. So it's unfortunate that we try to make it about other things, try to make it about like people trying to be bougie, or try and be different for the sake of being different. Or in some cases, the thing that folks sometimes will say in the community is, oh, you trying to be white. And it's like, just like, hey, fam, last I checked, your name's European too. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out here changing your name. You ain't out here changing certain practices. You still go to a job where they forcing you to dress a certain way. You still doing all the things. Just because, you do certain things a little more than me doesn't make you any black or any real or any whatever, because we're not a monolith. There's no one way to be this. There's no one way to be black. There's no one way to, like, even when we talking about the continent, when we talking about Africa, right? Like, man, we talking about 50 plus countries. Like, there's no one African culture. That's not a thing, right? When you go there are some overlaps. And it's mostly our skin color, but like different tribes have different practices, right? Different deities, different, like, fam, what are we talking about? So there's no one way to be this. There's no one way to be any of this, right? Like you gotta walk in your truth, and you gotta be fearless, yo. You gotta be fearless. But yeah, man, again, happy Kwanzaa. Let me get into some of these other updates before I make another mistake that Steph is gonna cook me for later. All right. Yeah, man. So let's reflect on this year, man. 2025 is almost gone, which is crazy to say. Let's see real quick. Trying to bring up I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I just need it as a point of reference for what I'm talking about here, man. And I know there's a lot of things happening in the world that happened this year in the world, and so if we want to talk about that too, I'm with it. I would just say, yo, you asked the question, I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts on it, versus me trying to remember everything that happened. But what I will start with is like just some of the different things in my personal life that you know, and professional career and stuff that's gone down. You know, one of the things early on in the year, this is a minor thing, man, and I know I didn't make a big deal about it, but just realizing that to this, not to this union, but the past is always present in the future, literally turned 8 this year. Yeah, so that I think it turned 8 years old. It's crazy that project's already 8 years old. It feels like yesterday, but that was like January 6th of this year. My birthday, you know, me turning 46 and stuff this year, man. You know, what else, man? January really was a lot of like kind of prepping for you know, the first ever Think Different tribute jam, which was exciting to do, which was also crazy, man. It was a real challenge to pull it off. Shout out to my band, man. You know, we got in as much time as we could, but February, which obviously was Black History Month, was also the first time us doing the Think Different tribute jam, and so it turned out really amazing. It was a dope experience, man. That happened back in February. It was also, you know, was it June would have been, was it 50, 51? I think 51 this past year, like the date that we had the event. It was also a big year for my wife, man, because my wife had to do her black dress exhibit. Shout out to Black Dress Exhibit, the company, with her and Adrian Jones. My wife is creative director. Adrian Jones is the founder of it. And they had a big exhibit in New York, which was amazing. Shout out to those of you who got to see it for yourself. I went on one of my lives on IG and walked through that after my event, because literally her opening night of her exhibit and the Think Different tribute jam were the same night. So that was just crazy. Let's go to these questions real quick. Hey, Sub, have you ever had close family or friends express interest in music and go to you for advice as go-to music guy in the family? Absolutely. I got a few cousins and stuff who produce and make beats and stuff. My nephew, Wealth, who I produced the EP for, called Bridges. If you haven't heard it, check that out. But my nephew Wealth very much makes you know, like, I mean, his music is very much sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know what I mean? Auto tune, all the things. But we did a collab project and stuff, coming from 2 different places and stuff. Like, it's very much like jazzy, like jazz rap type beats or whatever, or jazzy hip hop or lo-fi hip hop type beats that I produced for him. With him just doing what he normally does, talking about what he normally talks about. But yeah, so he's another. And then oftentimes there are people who are friends with other family members who will sometimes go to them and then they'll tell them, talk to me, you know. But yeah, man, thank you for that question. Sub, have you had a chance to hear more about the recent Nicki Minaj situation? I know when I asked you before, you didn't know a lot about it, but I'm curious about your thoughts on it. Yeah, so yeah, I've definitely learned a lot more since the last time you asked me about it. And I don't know. I think for some people, like if you were a fan of hers, then yeah, I could see why you would be disappointed. But as somebody who wasn't a fan of her like that, and not saying, I'm not out here like, oh, she's trash, you know what I mean? Like she can't rap or something like that. There are plenty of times I've heard Nicki spitting. Like I know she could really rhyme when she wanted to. You know, I think of Kanye's track, Monster, how she bodied Kanye and Jay on that joint. So yeah, man, talented, no doubt, no doubt. But in terms of her, she's been having interesting takes online for a while, and it's not like I'm a person that actively was checking for it. It's just like if you're online enough, you would see it. And I was just like, I guess that's one way to look at it. You know what I mean? And I just kind of keep it pushing. But I think, I can't remember who said this. But someone I was watching recently, what they said about her is probably the most accurate take that I've heard. And that's basically that, it was Torre, the journalist Torre. Excellent journalist. Been an excellent journalist for a very long time. Highly recommend you check out some of the content he's creating, because he's coming from a place of journalistic integrity more times than not. And one of the things, he was using her real name. I think her real name is Onika. I don't know how you say it, but Onika. And he was like, we don't really know Onika, right? Her whole career, we just know the characters that she presents to us. And like when you listen to her rap, right, like the different voices she would do and like the different styles that she would introduce, she's been a caricature or just being a character in general her whole career. Different things, from the whole Barbie thing, you name it, right? And so I don't know if we really know who she is as a person. You know what I mean? I definitely don't, because I don't actively follow or listen to her stuff. So, you know, it feels like the latest character, right? That she's playing. And so like whether this is a money grab and stuff like that. But yeah, some of this stuff that she was saying, like, you know, like it's crazy that people have to apologize for being white. And that statement in itself was outrageous to me. Now, I gotta let me start with this. Hey folks, I'm not white. I don't know if let me, you know, in case you didn't know, I'm not white, right? So I can't speak for white people, but I will say, as someone who has a few white friends, you know, shout out to Early Bird, shout out to Marcus D, shout out to hey man, I got a couple white Kevin friends. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of my white Kevins, right? But hey man, you know, y'all let me know if I'm tripping, but last I checked, y'all have never apologized for being white to me. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever been in your presence ever hearing you having to apologize for your whiteness or for being white. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who don't feel like that. But as someone who has a decent amount of friends who are white, who've been in some pretty interesting situations in the presence of blacks, it's not something that I think that any of them do. There may be times where like, yo, you feel bad about when you've learned the history or you see current situations and things that people are doing. But I don't see them ever in these moments apologize for it, because they didn't do it. Right. So, but we're in this place, I think, right now where, because there are things that around like, you know, different information that's being presented in terms of how problematic decisions that have been made, that like in terms of policy and laws and all of these different things that affect other people who oftentimes are not male and aren't white. Right. So like, you know, I think that when other people are pushing back at those particular things, the way the other side spins it is that there's an attack on like whiteness, but specifically white men. And people take that and run with it and try to spin it a different way. And so it sounds like she's drinking the Kool-Aid too. And there, I think there's a lot of money to be made over there. And so she's trying to align herself, and this is just my perception. I am not speaking facts. I'm making an observation on what I see and then sharing my interpretation. And I'm only sharing it because it was asked. Let me be clear. But it seems like there's an opportunity for her to make some money in a different place, because clearly she's struggling to get it in other ways. So, so it's like, hey, let me go work this audience over here, since a lot of my audience is starting to drift away. That's what it feels like, But yeah, man. Okay. if that's where the universe is taking you, sure, have at it, fam. I'll pass though, hard pass. You know what I mean? It's not like extremely disappointing or anything for me because, like I said, I never was a fan like that. So, but yeah, man, the past is always present in the future. Crazy it was that long ago, man. Shout out to J Soul, man. Clap it up again for producing the opening song on that project and also featuring on that project. All right, make sure y'all check out J Soul's music. Hey, Jay, I know you got a couple albums coming out next year, a couple projects coming out next year. Let's make sure we get you on the show, man, around the time of those releases so we can help promote it, all right? Love you, bro. Hey, wait a minute. Clap it up, man. Thank you so much, La Prince. Thank you for your contribution to the channel, man. Just got into your music 6 months ago after hearing your Cowboy Bebop verse. Wish I got to your music sooner. I got a long way to go listening to your tracks. Hey, man, I'm grateful you're here. Thank you so much for listening, man. I appreciate you, family. And, man, that's a classic joint. Fun fact for you, don't know if you're going to be at MomoCon this year. MomoCon 2026, me, Mega Ran, and Zed Tabani, who all rap on that song, we're actually doing a show together at that event, along with Stolen Drums, Alan Z, and Aztec, who's done music for Jujutsu Kaisen as well. So yeah, man, definitely come out to that if you can. And thank you so much again for your contribution. I appreciate the donation, man. Thank you for keeping me in mind off these polls. Hold on 1 second. Let's get a little cash register action. Thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. All right, let's get back to these comments. Never been a fan, but yeah, it's wild to see. Indeed. Agreed, man. The pivot Nicki Minaj made is not surprising. She endorsed Mitt Romney in 2012. Didn't know that, but okay. People forget that part. Indeed, man. Wow, as a licensed counselor, that is deep for some reason. Never thought about it. If she knows who she is, man. Hey, bro, listen. While you're here, an interesting interview to watch. The young man from Stranger Things, the young brother who plays Lucas. I'm trying to remember his real name, but yeah, man. That young brother has an interview on. I think he was with Jimmy Fallon. I think he was talking to Jimmy Fallon, and man, he said something profound, bro, during that interview. And to be clear, I know the difference between profound and prolific. Shout out to Drake. If you know, you know. Maybe we'll talk about that too before I go. I'm only here for like another 10, 12 minutes though. Yeah, man, but like, yo, so he said something profound, and he was pointing out that he had been playing the character Lucas for more than half of his life at this point. And he was like, yo, at some point I realized I knew this character better than I knew myself. I was like, oh my God, bruh, the amount of wisdom in that comment, fam. It was just, yo, it was really powerful what he said. Like him realizing that he had been playing this character so long that he knew the character. Like, he was like, man, I knew this character better than I knew myself, And like, because again, man, him starting that young, like he still was figuring out who he was, and then really being able to differentiate like who you are versus who this person is, right? Like you're trying to find certain things in that character that you're playing that you can relate to, that you can channel in these moments, but also recognizing like, yo, they're dealing with other trauma, right? You're dealing with real life trauma. They're dealing with trauma that is real to this character, but not real to you because you don't exist in this fictional world. And so like, at what point in time, like, is it starting to blend so much that you're losing sight of who you really are? largely because you know who the character is better than you know yourself. That is extremely profound, like, you know, and interesting that he was able to see that at this young age and stuff. And I'm not sure how old he was exactly when he had that moment, that epiphany, right? But like, damn, I was just like, oh my God, man. Really, really dope moment. I saw like a clip of it online and immediately went and watched the whole interview. It's not super long, but it was dope. She has to pay off $500,000 debt that she has allegedly. Yeah, I don't know nothing about her pockets, but yeah, I can see it. Almost forgot to about contributing. Thank you, man. Hey, man, shout out to all of you who are channel members. Shout out to those of you who contributed today and in the past, man. Thank you. Because, you know, it's never mandatory. It's always appreciated. And I thank y'all for contributing to the channel. You know, Sub, are there any artists from different countries you would love to work with that you haven't already? Man, I would love to do something with Little Sims. Little Sims is probably one of my favorites in recent years, man. I really love the music that that woman's making. But yeah, she's someone that comes to mind. Trying to think of folks I haven't worked with yet that I'd like to collab with. Man, I'd have to look. Another one is Sampa the Great, another amazing artist who's super dope. Really love what she's doing too. Would definitely be down to do something with her. Who else, man? Who else? Trying to think of who else I will work with. That artist, I can't remember her name, but I saw Rhapsody did this really dope project with this woman. I forget what part of Asia she's from, but she's also super dope. Oh man, all y'all coming through right now. Thank y'all, fam. Happy holidays to you too, man, and thank you so much for contributing. We dropped this little cash register action for the both of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you both, man. Thank you. But yeah. Let's see. Back to these comments real quick. Oh, got to call my cousin back right after the show. Let me let him know. Call you back. Let's see. Got any secrets about upcoming projects you're willing to share? Let's see. I will say this. I pretty much know what 2026 is going to look like in terms of releases. We got the Bob Alloy project coming out, and it's also the 25th anniversary of To This Union, A Son Was Born. So those are going to be the main things I'm focusing on. Something else that's going to be released is the official To This Union documentary. We're currently filming that now. I got to call one of my old friends today because we're hoping to have him in it. This is my friend Asif Maroof. I shout him out on the album Intro, and I think I just referred to him as Ace on there, which was his nickname at the time. But he's an old school member of UV. This is my friend since like second grade and stuff like that. And so, definitely trying to film him being a part of it because he was like my engineer. He was like the official UV engineer at the time when we were recording at a studio up in Harlem and stuff. So, but yeah, man. So those are the main things for 2026. If I'm being super real with y'all, I actually already know part of what my plan is for 2027. And I don't know if one of these projects is going to make it out like toward the end of 2026 or not. I might just really because I got 3 projects in mind for 2027 right now. So I'm already thinking over a year out. One of which is my next solo record. I think that will be my 6th solo record. Already have the working title for it. And then I'm thinking about getting back to these instrumental projects. So one of my goals throughout this year is to start cranking out more beats so I can gear up for some instrumental releases. I'm thinking about I just got some cover art done for Keep Cooking for the series and stuff, and I think this cover art is just going to be what the cover art is going forward, and then I'm just going to change the colors up per release and stuff. So Keep Cooking Volume 2 is going to be coming out, but that's not next year. That's 2027. Maybe Depending on how much I cook up this year, like in between these other things I'm doing, maybe I'll drop something, one of the beat tapes before then. Something else I'm thinking about going into 2026, which I think I already mentioned as well, is doing more cassettes. And I'm also looking to hopefully secure this vinyl distribution situation. So we'll see. But also in 2027, again, after 2026, I'm looking to do Garden Part 2. So yeah, man, like I said, really gonna get really like back into the beat making and stuff. It's not that I haven't made any beats this past year. It just hasn't been the focus and stuff. I still got to talk to Anacaona, Rocio Milagro as well to see when we're going to go ahead and get volume 2 of To Make an Island of a Street Corner, because I got to produce that as well. So yeah, man. So that's some of what's happening behind the scenes. But, thank you for the question. I agree. Lil Sims is dope. Like her a lot too. Yeah, man. Sims is amazing. Agreed. Yo, I started listening to you on Nuja Best Songs in the beginning of the year, man. And what a journey. Your music really changed me. Can't wait for your show in Portugal. Love, happy holidays. Man, thank you so much, family. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I highly recommend that if you enjoyed that, those projects, definitely check out some of the Bop Alloy stuff if you haven't already. And of course, check out a lot of my solo work, man. There's a lot of gems in there. But yo, welcome. I'm glad you are a part of the listening family, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. By the way, this is from J Soul. Before I go, just wanted to say I'm grateful for the friendship, bro. Man, I love you, man. I love you, brother. Your name comes up in many convos here in music. Also, shout out to Shell for pushing me around for Otakon. Love the fan, man. We love you too, brother. And once we confirm Otakon for this year, I'll definitely be reaching out. And then let me know, man, what you doing February 6th. If you're around on February 6th, hit me up, Jay. I'll make sure you get a guest pass to come through to the event we doing. It's a hike though, bro. It's in it's happening in Merrifield, Virginia, or Falls Church, Virginia is actually where it is. But yeah, man, would love to have you there. We actually think about doing this song that you're on and stuff. So I could definitely, regardless, bro, I'm gonna get you in. But like whether you're there or whether you can make it or not, we're definitely doing the joint. But it would be dope. He's always 6 steps ahead. If I'm keeping with Q and 5 tradition, we were 5 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Hence Q and 5. That's what it meant. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Color of Love with Uyama, which also featured J Soul, who I was just talking to. So y'all make sure y'all follow J Soul 99. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. That's the brother who's singing on Color of Love with Uyama. But yeah, has been playing in my headphones for a few months now. Really good stuff said in there. Would love to know more about your creative process, man. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that track. One of these old, if you look up Substantial Weekly and put Color of Love, there's one where I actually break down the concept of that record and how I wrote it and what some of the lines mean. I still need to get back to doing Anatomy of a Verse too, Yes, Mrs. Robinson, happy Kwanzaa. Oh, absolutely. All right. So before I forget, when I choose something for merch, should I message you on the Substantial site? Either or. I'll get it if you message me from the Substantial site, or if you are on subartandmusic.com and you message me through there, I'll get both messages. They'll show up different places, but I'll still get it. So don't worry about it. I got you, family. That's a great song. Nostalgic melody reminds me of Michael Jackson's Butterflies. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. All right, let's see. Let's run through some of this stuff because I got to wrap up in a sec. So, yo, just a couple quick reminders. Please grab your tickets if you haven't already. I know we just finished a whole bunch of holiday shopping, so things might be tight for people at the moment. Completely understand. But when you are ready, if you haven't already, please cop your tickets. You can scan that QR code. But cop your tickets for the Think Different Tribute Jam 2026. It's happening on February 6th at Crescendo Studios. Shout out to the good folks at Crescendo. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of To This Union. A Son Was Born. 25th anniversary of my first album, which technically the official anniversary is later in the year, but throughout the year, I'm going to be celebrating this record, and physical copies of the repressing will be available later in the year. But we're going to perform some of the music live. If you look at this illustration, beautifully done by Shani She, you can actually see it also pays tribute to Nujabes and DJ Dexstream, who are around the sun there. So it's a nod to the first album cover based on a photo that we took that was supposed to be a promo photo used to promote To This Union. It was going to say soon a sun will rise, and then, you know, we never used the photo back then, which would have been great to do, but that's what this joint like is supposed to be. And it looks like I'm either like meditating, praying, or potentially looking down at them in my chest. You know what I mean? You know, basically saying they're always with me and close to the heart. So like, yo, featuring at the event will be the Sons Hughes, my live band with AJ Rios, also DJ RBI, Lizzie Blue. Shout out to Malik Hunter. Malik Hunter is going to be joining us on bass this year, covering, because my brother Jonathan Smalls couldn't be there. And of course, the amazing Stephanie Gale. We're also going to be joined by the homie Malcolm Jackson, who's played percussion like vibraphone on a lot of the different tracks that I've released over the years, as well as Orion Song and Javier Starks. It's going to be hosted by the homie Black Root. It's going to be an amazing night. Plus, it's going to be live art by Shani She. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that QR code down. So, yeah, man. And then, oh, hold up. Skipped. And then March 21st, I'm going to be in Lisbon, Portugal, performing at the Village Underground with the homie Marcus D. We're doing a EU tour, a Europe tour that's going to be happening in late March. This is one of the 2 shows that's confirmed, but we currently have 2 shows that are in the process of being booked. So hopefully they'll be announced after the new year. March 22nd, you can catch me in Madrid at Sala Villanos, Madrid, Spain, with the homie Marcus D. We're going to be on tour promoting our new album that's going to be dropping in the first quarter of next year. Kickstarter campaign is going to be launching soon. All right. Then you can catch me at MomoCon May 21st through the 24th for the Adult Swim to Lo-Fi concert that we're doing on Friday night. It's going to feature Alan Z, Aztec, Mega Ran, Stolen Drums, me, and the homie Zed Tabani. It's going to be a great night. Definitely want to check that out. Let's see. I think that's about it. But yo, for the millionth time, man, this episode, happy Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa to everybody. Let's see. Hold up real quick. Go to these comments before I go. Make sure I got it right. Hey, peace, God. What's going on, man? Good to see you up in here. All right. Hey, Substantial, thank you for the amazing albums. They have been hits after hits. I've been listening to you since you've collaborated with Nujabes. Thank you, family. I'm looking forward to next year. Likewise, man. I know I didn't get to reflect on all of last year and stuff because we ran out of time, but we can definitely circle back after the new year. I'll be back on January 2nd doing Substantial Weekly, of course. I'll save my other questions for next time since we're short on time. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. All right. How's that Spanish coming through? Hey, bien. You know, I'm getting a lot of practice in, getting my daily practice in, man. Getting ready for this trip to Spain, and also just being able to communicate a bit better with my neighbors here. You know what I mean? So, you know, un poquito, yeah, just a little. It's not a lot, but like, but yeah, man, I'm getting to the point now when I hear it, I'm recognizing a lot more, and so that's pretty awesome. You know. Adult Swim had a lot of good music whenever they had little interludes. 1,000%. Yo, be safe, have fun. Same to you, man. Hey, happy holidays to everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and say happy New Year to y'all now, because when we come back, it's gonna be the day after New Year's Day. So yo, love all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support over the years. And at this point in time, man, it's time for my daughter's favorite part of the show. You know, which is our closing song. So I'm gonna get that popping. But yeah, man, happy Kwanzaa to everyone. Happy holidays to everyone. God bless y'all. See you next time. Peace. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yeah, 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 yo, 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 yeah, yeah. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.